Coming to you live from the TireRack.com studios, it is the Odd Thruple, as Sean just mentioned, the Odd Thruple, because it's Rob, Parker, Kelvin Washington, and Chris Broussard is in the building.
The champ is here!
Oh, my.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
That's right!
What?
The
What?
champ is
That's
here!
right!
Yeah.
I know that Rob Parker did not co-sign that drop.
You know I
But
did.
shout out,
Alex snuck that thing
shout
on
out
up
to my
in there.
man Alex. Shout out to Alex for remembering what time it is, man.
Yes. What's
It's
happening?
good to be on with y'all.
What's up, Brew?
Man, I'm so honored. I really feel honored to be on the Odd Couple, man. I'm excited. This is fun, man. How y'all doing?
Man, we're good, man. We told you, remember in the beginning, we talked about it. You said you ain't going nowhere. You know, you'll be back several times. and I'll tell you what, man.
I was wondering what took so long, man. I've been waiting.
Well, we just figured we'll give it some time, and this was the right time. NBA's gearing up. A lot of stuff going on. So we said we got to get Chris on to have you talk some NBA with us. So
I don't want to talk NBA. I want to talk New Orleans.
All right, so he got a problem. Let Chris. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chris. Here we go.
I honestly thought we were going to talk about Shohei and the torpedo bats, but whatever.
No, hey, we'll get to some actual sports in a minute. We had an eating sport I got to ask you about. You were in New Orleans. Remember, we were all in New Orleans. We had breakfast that morning, and everybody got their food, and everybody's having a good time. And Rob over here, hey, Rob G, are those pancakes? As if they would be anything else, Brew. Do you remember this? And then, without hesitating, Rob G cuts that man a nice triangular piece of pancake.
He did not put it in my mouth,
and then he fed this man, Rob Parker. Do you remember this?
He did not, Chris.
I do remember that. And Rob, as you said, he was eating up Rob G's pancakes.
You got to relax.
He hung with us during the morning. He made sure he met me for breakfast, and then at nighttime he disappeared and go. You know, I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't trying to hang with me in the nighttime.
No, I can't vouch for anything after 9. Oh, we were in Central Time. After 9 o'clock, I can't vouch.
You thought he went to his hotel room because that's how he played it. But after you and Rob G went to your rooms, he dipped out around 9:45.
Oh, I don't even want to tell you what happened when we first got there. And the very first thing,
Chris, this is funny. This is really funny.
The very first thing, we just get it there from the airport, get in the cab, Chris. We get to the hotel. All right, we got to pay him. Well, I only have Venmo.
But we wanted receipts.
And we wanted receipts.
And he was like, if you want receipts, can you pay cash?
And Rob pulls out a wad of what? A wad of ones. And my man says, Brew, he says, and I quote, "What are you going to, the strip club?" Yeah. And we're like, already, we've been in New Orleans 11 minutes.
Right. That is not surprising at all, man. But, hey, man, I do listen to y'all, and y'all are doing a fantastic job, man. So just keep up the great work.
Appreciate you, bro.
And I'm proud to have been connected with the Odd Couple because y'all representing to the fullest.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes,
seriously, it is. It's
big
shoes to continue to show, but I think we're having fun, and the Odd Couple is still in the same kind of form when you were here, so it's great.
That's
so I
great.
appreciate that. Yep. Let's talk some NBA with you. Lakers, Warriors tonight. What do you make of the Warriors? Because we had a topic the other night that Jimmy Butler kind of saved Steph. Mm-hmm. You know, they were going nowhere, Chris. You remember they were talking about maybe trading Steph somewhere to a contender, and Jimmy Butler shows up. How do you like the Warriors? Are they a scary team or second round and out?
Well, I probably would say second round and out. I do think they're dangerous. I do think they're scary. I like the Lakers better. OKC is interesting because obviously they look like the best team in the West, if not the league. But they're so young, you know, like they would be the youngest team even to reach the finals, let alone win the finals. So I have questions about that. I personally feel like they are a year away. Like I think they could win it next year. But this year, I just feel like they haven't taking their lumps. They don't have enough experience, and they only got one star.
Right.
And so that's going to be tough on SGA to carry those young guys to the finals. But I like the Lakers. Where Golden State, one of their big problems is they don't match up well with Denver. And they've lost 9 straight games to the Nuggets.
Wow.
So if they can avoid the Nuggets, they could get to the conference finals and maybe have a chance to get out. If they get that far, then you got to give them a chance. A lot of it depends on Butler. Like, is he playoff Jimmy? Or is he just, not quite at that? He has to be playoff Jimmy for them to have a shot. I give them a shot, but I like the Lakers and Denver probably better, and maybe even OKC. But the Warriors are 2-1 against OKC this year, and now all 3 of those games were before Butler got there. So we know the Golden State is better. So that's a matchup that they're not afraid of.
Yeah, you mentioned how young they are, they being the Thunder. Their starting age is younger than a couple of these teams that were in college that we just saw in March Madness. Chris Broussard, first things first, FS1, is joining the odd couple, of course, the odd thruple today, as Sean called it. Right. Let me ask you this, Brew. Are we all just having fun entertaining the Warriors, entertaining the Lakers, entertaining Thunder? It's a 7-game series. Do you believe that there's a team that can ultimately beat the Celtics in 7 games? Not one, not 2.
That's a good question.
But ultimately, best of 7?
I do. And I'm not saying the Celtics can't win it. I definitely think they're the best team in the East. Oklahoma City, if they get to the finals, is a tough matchup for Boston because they defend the three-pointer better than anybody in the league.
That's facts.
And Boston has struggled against OKC because they haven't been able to hit threes against them. And OKC won the season series 2-0 and even beat them in Boston without Jalen Williams, their second-best player. So OKC could beat them. The Lakers, right now, I feel like I'm leaning Boston over the Lakers. But if the Lakers get to the finals, that means they're playing well, they're playing great, and Luka is a tremendous playoff performer. He just is. He used to kill Kawhi and Paul George when they were both at their ultimate defensive prowess. And so if LeBron hasn't played that well since he's been back from injury, but before that he was playing great. If he gets back to that level, I think I'd give the Lakers a shot against the Celtics too.
Oh, all right.
You're real high on the Lakers. I'm just not that high.
Chris, the movie in L.A. again.
Defensively, Chris, and some other stuff. I hear you like, and when you look at all-time great and their stats and where they're going to fit in the NBA, I'm just not sure if they matched up with Denver or something like that, they'd have a guy for the Joker. Yeah. That would be my issue with the Lakers. But let me ask you this, and we talked about this the other day too, and I said that Zion is officially a bust to me. And
wow,
yeah, Chris, I just think going forward, he's not going to wind up to live up to be the guy we thought he was coming out of college. Not that when he's played well. But he's made 258 games and only played 214, and, of course, he's out for the rest of the year. Do you think he'll ever develop and be the guy that he was supposed to be or not?
Well, he may never be what he was supposed to be. I will grant you that because people thought, they were saying he was a top 20 player when he was in college, a top 20 player in the world. So I don't know that he'll be, one of those guys that leads teams to multiple championships, to say the least. But when you said bust, it kind of stuck, it struck me because the thing is the injuries.
Right.
And some of that's on him. He has to lose the weight, no doubt. But when he's played, he has been great.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I get that. But he's got 214 games played, 258 missed.
Yeah.
And
I
the
thought you were saying his weight. You said
no, I do
258.
258. No,
Okay.
I didn't say 358.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but the issue I have, Chris, is I don't know. As you get older, it's harder with the weight, and I don't know. He's a young guy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's ever gonna just snap into shape and be the guy or be that guy going forward. So that's another thing.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I think he can. He'll like I said, he'll probably never be that transcendent face of the league type player that we thought he could be coming out of college. I just hope he gets to play consistently, because if he does, I do think he can make multiple All-Star teams.
Yeah, he can play when he plays. Absolutely.
Right. He's really good when he plays, but he might, him, obviously Joel Embiid, maybe even Ja Morant, those are guys that need a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And so, maybe he'll get moved somewhere and be able to start anew. But he certainly hasn't been what people expected. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Chris Broussard, again, first things first. Of course, you already know the familiarity of that voice. CB, man, you know what? By the way, I think we talked about this several times, Rob and I. I think, and there's going to be a documentary on it at some point, I guarantee, all these guys we can name, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, Zion, all these number one picks, Ben Simmons, I think they play way too much basketball their whole lives. Zion ain't supposed to be jumping that high that long for all these years, and that's why these guys can't stay. Embiid, all these young guys can't stay healthy. That's a story for another day. 60-point triple-double, 30, 20, 20. I mean, he's doing amazing stuff. Talking about the Joker. SGA, 3 years straight, 30-plus points. First person since MJ. Where are you coming out as we wind down this season on the MVP vote?
Do you have a vote, Chris, this year?
Yeah, I do. I am voting this year. I'm going with SGA. And look, Joker obviously has had an MVP caliber season, but I'm going to go with SGA for a few reasons. One, he's leading the league in scoring by more than 2 points a game. He's doing it efficiently, shooting 52%.
That's crazy.
He's fifth in steals. Now, Joker is in the top three in points, rebounds, assists, and
Which
steals.
is crazy.
So, yeah, statistically, Joker's got a huge argument. But SGA, in addition to being top five in steals, is an elite defender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a better defender than Joker. He's one of the best defenders in the league. And, guys, he is leading, as I said, what would be the youngest team ever to get to the finals. They're the youngest team to win 60 games ever. He doesn't have a second perennial All-Star. And if he was to win the championship, he would be only the fourth person in the modern era, Kareem, Jordan, Shaq, who led his team in scoring and won the championship or led the league in scoring and won the championship the same year. Hadn't been done in 25 years. But here's the clincher. With that young team that has no championship pedigree, whereas Joker has a team that has plenty of championship pedigree, SGA they have a 17.5 game lead over Denver. And they're on pace to win 69 games.
Yeah.
Could be the first team, third team to win 70 or more. So, and I'll throw this in because it's true. Typically, and I've been a voter for almost 30 years, when there is, and there are two guys this year who have had MVP seasons. When it's that close, typically the nod goes to the guy, if there is one, who hasn't won it before.
Yeah.
That's why Jordan didn't win it 10 years. LeBron only won 4. Right. So I'm going with SGA. Joker's had a ridiculous season, but I got to look at the team's success and then just the fact that SGA is deserving but hadn't won one before.
Chris and Rob don't ever want to believe me when I tell him about voter fatigue. I've been telling this man about voter fatigue.
It's not about voter fatigue.
It is.
He didn't say he's not voting for him because he's already voted for him.
He said people vote for the new guy.
Just like I think everybody, when Embiid won it, Chris, after that run by the Joker, a lot of people second guessed themselves.
I don't disagree
Would you agree
with that,
Chris? That people did second guess the Joker didn't get it that year, but he wound up winning. All right, as you know, we're out of time here. We'll have you on as always. We appreciate you, Chris. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Watching you on FS1 in the afternoons.
I love it, guys. Keep up the great work, and please have me on again. I love being on with y'all, and I'll be listening.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Tell Nick I said what's up, and I'm pulling up on y'all next time.
And tell him we're not giving him an embrace like LeBron. That'll never happen.
Right.
Oh man.
He loved that. That made his
Oh
years,
God,
you know
are you
that?
kidding?
Oh, year? You mean his life, bro?
His career.
What you mean?
All right.
Appreciate you,
All
CB.
right, fellas.
Chris Broussard right there, of course, the great CB right there. Appreciate him joining us. We got Shekel City. See how Rob did. Stay with your boys. It is the odd couple. Rob, Kelvin, and Chris. Odd thruple today. Fox Sports Radio.
Make you want to drop to your knees.